second way to go at the parapet. Okay, so we did the sweep the first time around, and that's an in-place sweep. So there is another methodology that you can use, and I think you've done it before, but it is adding a profile to the wall as such. So if I come in here, and let's see if I can tab this wall here. Sometimes they are just difficult to get. Okay, cancel. Just going to pull this down here so I can get access to that wall there. Right. So you can see that's a parapet core wall. That's what I've called it. And if I go into the properties of the parapet core wall, you can see I've opened up the preview, which gives me, and I've opened up the section, which gives me access to these here. And you can see that there's no there is no profile associated with that. So I'll just show you how I could do it with this particular wall. What I did was I selected all the parapet walls and I made them. I changed them from the core wall to a parapet upstand wall. So I duplicated it and called them a parapet upstand wall because I wanted to distinguish that wall from the other core walls that are right all the way through the building. Okay, so I'll cancel that there. Now I have that selected. So if I swap that for parapet upstand, look what happens. I immediately, and you can see it here, I get this nice splice join there as well. And I'm going to show you that. Okay. See if we can just tab this. Yep. No. Okay. Oh man, selection tool is killing me here. So let's get into, this is the parapet upstand wall, right? Edit type. And you can see there's the preview. I'll go into the modify. So here's the sweep. So I added a line in here, and then in the profile, hit the drop down box, and I chose our profile parapet 2. That is the profile that we made, and I hit OK. I placed it. Sorry, let's just take a look at that again. Placed it at the top. Now I didn't have to move it or do anything else because of the insertion point. So if I go to the top, it knows the insertion point is there and it is placed it absolutely perfectly there for me. I'll go OK and OK. And so it'll place the profile on top and join wherever it meets the other one as well. So two methods: sweep or add a profile to a renamed parapet wall. Okay, and that'll do the trick. Now, one thing you've got to be aware of is if I select that and come over to the properties here, so you'll see that I'm getting a length, an area, and a volume, which is absolutely essential. You know, when you create something, you've got to get kind of data associated with it. But that data is for this internal wall. It is not for the mass object there. So there is another disadvantage perhaps of the kind of the profile method, I'll call it, right? So be it a sweep, be it an added profile to the wall, it's not reporting back to me volume, area, and length. Now your QS will not be very happy with you if you give him a model in which which there are objects which can't be calculated, you know, so they become dumb objects in one sense, and that is the downside in one sense of the model in place and that method of putting the profile in. Now, the only other way that we could get around that is to actually create a separate panel for as we did here, right, for those areas there. So you could create a third curtain wall, right, that will go around here, and then create a panel like we did there, an individual panel to go in. Now, the reason we would do that is that if I tab and I select a panel here, right, and I come over to the properties, there is giving me an area, a meter squared area, a width and a height, okay? But it's giving me it's just giving me an area there, meter squared. It's not giving me a volume. And to be honest with you, I need a volume to be able to calculate kind of the carbon, the embodied carbon of the concrete used in that. So that's interesting. Again, that'll have to be looked at again. I'm told that there is, it's not all dead. There is a methodology there in which you can introduce what's called a dynamo script, and the dynamo script will calculate the volume of an in place mass for you. So um, then I'd have to do something similar here, because this is not reporting back correctly to me. If it's giving me a meter squared, I need a volume that I can multiply by density in order to give me the embodied carbon, along with a few other additional bits and pieces here. So that's something we need to be aware of for starters. Is that we're creating objects that are not giving us correct information back, and we need to perhaps see how we go and get a workaround to that, so that I have been creating carbon schedules here with this project. So I've got my concrete in situ panels here, and I'm getting a volume on those, which is interesting. So maybe let's take a look at the fields here. I've got some fields in there as well. I'll do a whole other video on that. For the moment, what you're seeing is graphically it's presenting well, so that you'll be able to detail this up in a section. So there's your section 1. And as I said, this is the wall, and the floor that I created in order to get that wraparound of insulation there, and a bit of weather protection here. And again, we'll create our little wedge there, and we will do a couple of things in terms of flashings and counter flashings in order to finish that. That'll be your 1:20 details that you'll be doing on this project as well. Okay,